Hi Rittner Middle, Mrs. Meyer here. Today I'm going to go step by step with you on how to reflect. Now this is something that artists do all the time as they are making work and then also as they look back on what they've made. Reflection helps us to improve, it helps us to know where we are doing things the way we want to do them and where we have some room to grow. So what I'm going to ask that you do is find something in your house that you have made. This can be a coloring page, it can be a drawing, it can be a sketchbook, it can be some cookies that you made yesterday, anything. So you have made something, I am sure, at some point in your life, and it's in your house, apartment, wherever you are, somewhere. So pause and go find it. All right, I did the same thing. I found some things. Ironically, all my work is at a gallery right now, which has also been put on pause as far as an opening. But I found some things around the house, some very old creations. I'm going to share those with you, and I'm going to go through step by step how you can reflect on your work and use that as a tool for growth. So the first thing I'm going to show you is from high school. It is a clay vessel here. And I'm going to start asking myself a couple different questions. So I want you to ask yourself the same question, and maybe some different ones if you can think of other ones. That's fine. My first question is, what was my inspiration? So what was your inspiration on whatever it is that you found in your house? So I'm looking at this. Now I've got to go back 20 years to try and remember what my inspiration was. I'm thinking that the shape, so I'm noticing how the shape like angles up and this one curves in. I think I was thinking about pitchers, like pitchers of water that can pour out. I was inspired by self-portraits, so drawing myself, and then I'm noticing on here too, I have got a schedule. So this must have been my daily schedule. I have the time I woke up. So I used to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It looks like I would kind of goes through my school day and the different subject areas I went to, and then supper and cleaning. Not really a lot about emotion, just sort of like step by step as far as my how I went through the day. And then on the back side, it actually looks like I've got more like a journal entry. I cannot read what I wrote, and I think that was intentional, so this must be more the like emotional side. So I'm guessing my inspiration was a desire to share like one side of myself, which was very much like regimented, step by step, doing whatever I was supposed to, and then the other side must have been how I emotionally felt doing all those things. So that's what I want you to think about, is what was the inspiration for whatever it is that you found. Okay, that's question number one. Question number two, what technique did you use? So did you use crayons and like mix crayons together? Is it something that you did earlier this week or last week with colored pencils, or trying to draw with line? So you're going to go through like, what is that technique? So I know that I used the coil building method to make the shape, and then I used watercolor and acrylic paint. And I can tell that because of the texture of the paint and the fact that it's opaque, so it's not see-through. I'm noticing too I used some colored pencils, and then I like washed over it, probably with watered down acrylics. And it looks like I did that to try and build up like design and texture, and to make it so the words weren't very visible, that they were there but more like a texture. And why? So what did I want others to think about, my audience to think about when they saw this? I'm guessing I wanted them to consider like the two different sides that we all show. The first side being like what we do if someone were to document our life just from the outside, step by step, like this person wakes up at 6 o'clock and then they eat cereal for breakfast, and then they, spend 10 minutes waiting for the bus to come in a very cold, very snowy Illinois morning, which was miserable. I remember this very clearly. And then they go to school and they sit in for whatever. So step by step, kind of like the regimented daily life that we lead. And then I wanted them to think about, what are we on the inside? So what are the emotions we have? And that probably has something to do too with the fact that I created it as an opening, and you could put something in here and pour it out. So I'm guessing those are some of the things that went through my head. Obviously you're looking at something from not 20 years ago, so that should be helpful. So I want you to walk through those three different questions. So again, the first one was, what was my inspiration? What was the technique you used? And what did you want your audience to think about or learn about, question when they looked at your piece? So I am excited to see what you decided to reflect on. Maybe it's something I've never seen before, which would be so great because I've now seen everything in my house a million times. So please give me something else to look at. Share your reflection with me, and I look forward to it.